Hi guys, today we are going to be disassembling and explaining the basic functions of a 4-stroke internal combustion engine using this Briggs & Stratton go-kart engine. Before we get started, there are a few key things to know about 4-stroke engines. The first is the purpose of the 4 different strokes. This will help us understand how the engine actually works once we start the disassembly. The 4 strokes are as follows. The intake stroke, where air and fuel are brought into the cylinder. The compression stroke, where the air and fuel are brought to extreme pressures. The power stroke, where the ignited fuel and gas force the piston downward. And the exhaust stroke, where the combusted gas and air are pushed out of the engine. An easy way to remember these is suck, squeeze, bang, blow. The first thing we are going to do is remove the recoil cover, gas tank, and all the shrouds. This will expose the rest of the engine for disassembly. The cylinder head is where all the air and exhaust flows through the engine. Attached to the head are the valves, valve springs, retainers, and rocker arms. The job of the valves is to allow air and exhaust to flow freely in and out of the engine. Attached to the valves are the valve springs, which allow them to return back to their sealed position. These push rods carry the movement from the cam to the rocker arms, which moves the valves. These rocker arms then transfer the upward motion of the push rods into the downward movement of the valves. Inside the engine block is the camshaft and crank. These lobes on the camshaft are what allow the push rods to move up and down. The crank is what transfers the linear motion of the piston into the rotational motion of the shaft, which is this piece with the casted finish right here. The last major part of our engine is the flywheel. This flywheel in these small engines serves two purposes. The first is to use its inertial force to allow the engine to cycle through the exhaust, compression, and intake strokes while the engine is not firing. The second purpose is to carry the magnet that creates a spark when it passes over the magneto, which is this part right here. Thanks for watching, and I hope you learned something.